Your Daily 180, 180 seconds of pure Bible study.
We see in Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10 that there is a blessing attached to those who are righteous and are among the persecuted. And we've talked about the fact that that blessing contains with it a blessing and joy and meaning. And we've talked about the fact that there are reasons why the righteous are persecuted. But are there reasons why a Christian should not be persecuted? I mean, are there some things we should not be persecuted for? Most certainly. Let's consider some of those. A Christian is not to suffer because of disobedience. In 1 Peter chapter 2, verse number 20, we read these inspired words. For what credit is it if, when you are beaten for your faults, now underline it, your faults. In other words, you've done something wrong, you take it patiently. Well, of course you should. It's your fault. But when you do good and suffer, if you take it patiently, this is commendable before God. You see, God doesn't expect us to complain and whine when we're beaten, but if we're guilty, well, of course we should expect that. You know, furthermore, a Christian should not suffer because that Christian is a busybody. Consider 1 Peter chapter 4, beginning at verse number 14. If you are reproached for the name of Christ, blessed are you. There's that idea again. And it's a decision about our disposition. For the Spirit of glory and of God rest upon you. On their part he is blasphemed, but on your part he is glorified. Now get this, there's a contrast. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, a thief, an evildoer, or as a busybody in other people's matters. Yet if anyone suffers as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify God in this matter. There are some things for which it is a great honor to suffer persecution because we stand for truth in love, not talking about being rude, not talking about being inconsiderate, but when we stand for the truth and we tell people, now listen, the best way to live as a Christian, it's not good for you to lie and cheat and fornicate and for you to be engaged in unhealthy behavior like homosexuality. That's not good for you. There's nothing wrong with it, but of course we'll suffer persecution for that. But we have no business suffering persecution because we're busybodies or because we get involved in other people's business. So there's some things for which it's an honor to be persecuted, and then there's some things that we should not be persecuted for. Join us again tomorrow for your Daily 180.